We're now going to begin taking a look at the JavaScript file that defines the logic of the Favorite Twitter Searches web-based app. Now, in this JavaScript file and in JavaScript in general, you have code that's at the global scope that's not wrapped into any functions, and then you have code that's defined locally within a given function. So the variable tags that's declared at line 4 is a script level or global, if you will, variable that's available throughout all the different functions that we're going to take a look at in the next several videos. Now, when the web page loads, and in turn when it invokes the script tag that's going to load this JavaScript file, there are events that occur. And one of the key events is registered at the bottom of our code here. The window.addEventListener call is registering an event listener for the so-called load event, which occurs once the web page and all of its elements have loaded. And basically all we're saying with line 106 is after everything's been loaded, we would like to call our function named start. Now back up at the top here, you can see our function named start. And at lines 9 through 12, basically what we're doing is obtaining references to the two buttons in our web page. And if we go back over to the HTML for a second here, you can see that the two buttons each have IDs. One is called Save Button and one is called Clear Button. So back in our source code for the JavaScript, you can see that we're saying to the document object, which represents the web page, that we would like to get an element by a specific ID, Save Button. And what this does is it looks through the web page for an element named Save Button in its ID attribute, and it returns a reference to that object, which we're storing in the variable called Save Button. And we do the same thing here at line 11 for the Clear Button. Now, we need to obtain references to these buttons so that we can register listeners for the buttons, similar in concept to registering a listener for a button inside of a regular Android app. At line 10, we add an event listener to the Save button for its so-called click event. And in the context of a mobile device, that's typically the touch event of touching the button with your finger. So when the click event occurs, we would like to call a method named Save Search, which is going to save the current search that's being created or edited. And then when the user touches the Clear button, we would like the click event handler to call the Clear All Searches method. And then finally, as we start up the web app, we would like to load the existing searches by calling the Load Searches method, which we'll look at in the next video.